Yeah, no, I don't know that I got too many. I mean,
Well,
like I said,
I
snowshoes are a
think
big one.
I think you're being kind. I know you got more pet peeves than that. You just don't want to air the dirty laundry on public.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a relatively easy guy to get along with.
Yes, you are. Right up until that point.
He's like right up until you are.
Right up until you are. Yeah.
Welcome back to Tupid Talk. Thanks for joining us. This week we are going to discuss, among other things, musicals, cats, and pet peeves that we have about various things. So hopefully you'll stick around and enjoy.
That has to be the shortest one yet.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah, thanks. I like how you plugged the website and the.
You said that was an outro thing.
So I said you wanted you to do it. Give you something more to say. How are you doing today? What do you want to start with?
Excellent. We can start with cats.
Why did I know that was going to be the first one?
Here's my thing. There's a lot of prejudice against cat haters. See, if you're a cat lover, it's okay to post these stupid little cat videos all the time. Nobody says nothing, and if you do, you're condescended upon. You know, people don't like that. But if I post something not gratiating about cats, shall we say, I get frowned upon. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. You can't have it both ways.
Well, I think you gotta find your audience, you know. If you're posting negative cat things against in a forum of cat lovers, yeah, you're probably gonna get a lot of hate mail.
No, this is not in a forum. This is generally
in general.
Yeah.
Know your audience, as they say.
I don't care. I should be able to voice my opinion as well. Right?
Yep. No. No. I mean, I've explained this to you. So, why don't we get into it then? Why do you like cats?
Oh, good. Okay, I thought I was going a different direction.
We can go there later, I guess. I don't know.
I thought you were going to say, let's start with why you're so disagreeable.
No, they'll figure that out. Go ahead.
No, okay. So, cats in general, I find to be dirty animals. Everybody's like, oh, they're clean. No, they're not. They clean themselves. No, they're so dirty, okay? Now, I have had the misfortune of tearing out carpets in houses that have cats. And I've done it not just once, not just twice, but at 3 times that I know for sure, and I think 4. But without fail, and regardless of how clean people keep the litter boxes and such, because you can go into a house and not know they have cats if they're really good. Like Kathy is excellent, and you guys got a pet menagerie over there. So, but you don't smell it when you walk in the house.
For the record, we only have 3 cats.
3, 4, 5. It changes a lot.
It does when Lindsay brings over her cat. Yeah.
So, but my point is, like, I walk into her house and I don't smell cat. Okay? I've been in other houses with cats, and you know they have cats from the second you walk into the house. But my point is, regardless of how clean or not clean it smells when you have cats, if you tear up a carpet in that house, you're going to find stains. They're
but the cats
nasty.
Have urinated or...
Yes. The ammonia stains, and it gets into the floorboards or the drywall. And when you remove that carpet, boy, does it smell. And you just know it. Now, prior to, if you don't touch the carpet, granted, but so that's why. And again, it's a cat thing. Right. They're marking their territory. Blah blah blah. Still dirty.
On that point, now, I totally can appreciate what you're saying, because Kathy and I have dealt with foreclosures and had to go and scope them out. And at one time, you remember back before we got
Mhm.
married, we were doing a lot of extra work. We were
Yeah.
trashing out of them, and the previous owners were cat owner, or the previous owners of the house had cats, and you could just smell it as you walked in. You could see it. There was one house we went to. There was defecation all over the floor. Um, and they were newspaper down, just like that was the litter box. And I'm like,
Right.
really? Or down in the basement. When John and I moved into that place on Airport Parkway,
Yeah.
we could smell that they had a cat because the litter box downstairs, you could see the stain. And,
Yeah.
we got down there with chemicals and cleaned it up and stuff, and it was fine. So I totally understand that that is a possibility, but I have to disagree with you and say that hating cats for it, I think is partly the owner's fault. Because if you're not going to take care of them, not clean up after them, we've
Right,
had.
but that's what I mean. One of the places, one or two of them,
Yep.
you wouldn't have known they had cats.
Right.
Like they kept up on the litter box. They took care of their animals.
Sure.
It wasn't neglect. It just that's what they do.
Well, see, and that's where I also have to disagree with you, because I don't know that that's what they do. If it's an older cat and it's aging, then yes,
No.
there's like anything, a dog.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not
anything.
discussing due to age.
No, but that could be it. I mean, the houses you went to,
Mhm.
assuming you know the history behind the animals
Mhm.
that were there, whether they were old or young. But I would have to say that, I've known enough cat people, Louise, my cousin Dana, they have all had cats all their lives. And
Uh-huh.
I don't know that they've ever had an issue with cat spraying.
Have
Now, Jonathan admits he has a cat spraying issue. He thinks it's because the neighbor's cats come over and they spray on the outside of the back door
mhm.
around that area, and then he goes and his cat, one of his
Yeah.
cats, only one of them, will go and spray by the door, because that happens to also be where the litter box is.
Yeah.
So he's been having some issues with that. But to say it's all cats, I would have to disagree with you.
I'm going to say the majority, and I honestly, and like I said, even if it's clean, like you don't know they're there because they're kept up after. You go in and you rip up carpet. I bet you. I would be 95% confident that if we went into a longtime cat owner's house, if I ripped carpet up, we would find stains and smell once you pull the carpet out.
Again,
And that's just by my experience.
Well, no, and I'm not disagreeing with that fact, but I just have to say that I don't know, and disagreeing with the fact that it's all cats.
I didn't know. I said 85%.
Because, I mean, just in, obviously, I've always liked cats, but I've never, owned one until, meeting Kathy. Well, we had a dog.
Lady.
Well, you remember we had a dog growing up. So I think actually we had but I wouldn't have remembered it. I was too young. We had a cat.
Anyway, so
I have not had just. We've been lucky because, like I said, I do totally agree. There are, you watch that show with Jackson Galaxy, the Cat from Hell, or My Cat from Hell, or whatever it is. He goes and he troubleshoots, issues with cats and how they get along with other cats. And
there's a fix for that.
Oh yeah, let's tell everybody. All right, let me get comfortable.
Anyway, next topic. So actually, no. My second point. My second point about people with cats: they tend to get sick more than other people.
The cats or the people?
The people. It seems like.
I grew up. I got sick a lot as a kid, and much less as an adult. So I don't know that I've ever. Certainly, there are people with allergies, which obviously makes people.
And they shouldn't have cats.
Well, exactly. But.
But cat people are not the brightest people.
Oh.
That'll get some dings.
Yeah, that'll get some. That'll get some hits. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, if that don't get people watching the comment.
Can you hear Kathy swearing from the other room?
But, so yeah, no, and again, that's just fabrication. I like to pick on people with cats. That's just another reason I come up with.
Your reason to exist to torment cat people. I get it. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I should have found that picture of Miki sitting on your lap and put that as my backdrop. Oh yeah, he really hates cats, people.
Well, that's the thing, and they're drawn to me. I can't stand them. No matter where I go I'll go into a house. Literally, had people say this to me. Oh, you don't have to worry about that cat. She hates people. Mm-hmm. Okay. 10 minutes later, it's sitting on my freaking lap. I'm going, you need to take care of it. I'm gonna slap it.
Do you want to take care of it, or should I? Yeah.
So that's one big one. You love cats. I hate them.
Yep, I do. I have grown very, very, very fond of Kathy's cats and
useless fur balls. But that's okay.
Useless fur balls.
Disease-ridden, dirty, filthy rodents.
Rodent. Do you know that they do keep the mouse population at bay? When we when we lived in Duxbury, we had 4 cats at one point, and
no.
When we moved out to move into the next house, we rented out that house for a little while, and the tenants, just randomly emailed us one time, "Did you guys have a mouse problem when you lived here?" And we're like, "No." And we thought it was just like, saw one, and they're like, "No, we find rat feces or mouse feces on this, on that. We found them here and there, and we've seen them." And we're like, "Wow." We contacted I don't know if you call them an exterminator or whatever, but one of those companies, and they said, actually, when you have cats, it keeps the mice at bay. Keeps them out, and you don't necessarily see them as often as if you may had a dog.
Right. Yeah. Well, unless the cats get too fat to move. I've known a few of those.
Yep.
They just look at them, go, man, they're going way too fast for me.
Yeah, I'll never catch him. I'll starve before I eat that.
Can't wait for an old mouse to come by. But so another thing that we disagree on somewhat is musicals.
I was wondering
as a valid movie.
Valid movie format.
Yeah.
No, I do like musicals.
You love them. You like all different ones though.
Well, I like there's not many, or there's not a genre out there I don't appreciate in some form. Not big on westerns, but I can appreciate them. But musicals, I know probably from mom and dad. Sound of Music, Fiddler on the Roof,
and had a very musical, broad taste.
Yeah, my dad was the opposite of most people's dads. My father was the one blaring the music and turning the volume up on the TV, where most would be saying, "Turn that down," or whatever.
And listen to country exclusively. Thanks, Dad.
Your dad maybe. My dad.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Most dads, which is your dad appreciated many different kinds of music, so it was nice to walk into a house that didn't have freaking
country
Johnny Cash going, or Loretta Lynn, or any Patsy Cline.
No, I appreciate those older, generation, because my grandfather used to listen to Kenny Rogers, Dolly Parton, Johnny Cash. I love a lot of those old country songs. I like some of the new ones. Again, just not my favorite genre, but of music. But I do like musicals, probably for that fact that Dad loved music and he loved movies, so it made it natural that he would love musicals.
Yeah.
Like I said, Sound of Music was something I remember us watching. Fiddler on the Roof. There's certain other movies, but not necessarily musicals.
Yeah, so I think my biggest problem with musicals is if it's a type of music that I don't like, it's very hard. And you have a much broader musical variety than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it.
So I think that has to do with some of it. Now, there are a few exceptions. There are a few musicals that I deem worthy and will watch them.
Rock of Ages has to be on the top of your list.
Yes, but I have a pet peeve about that. Tom Cruise should never be allowed to sing Def Leppard under any circumstances ever.
I think Kathy would agree with you on that one for sure. I didn't.
But other than that, no, I did enjoy Rock of Ages.
I enjoyed the movie.
Yep, I did think it was good. One of my all-time favorites is Phantom of the Opera.
Yes.
And I did get to see it in New York City.
Oh, I would love to do that.
Yeah, I flew in with Trisha, my wife, and her sister Jennifer for the weekend, and we got to go see it. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I'd always loved the story anyway, because it's kind of a horror thriller type story.
Yeah.
So absolutely love that. And I do like classical music, which is a little considering I am kind of narrow on that. Musical palette isn't too broad. I do like some classical.
Yeah.
But trying to think. So I love that one. Now, the recent musical that I actually enjoyed, I didn't think I would, but I really liked it. But it was much more up-tempo type beat to the music, was Greatest Showman.
Oh, see,
I thought that was pretty cool.
We haven't watched that yet, I don't think.
What?
Well,
you haven't seen a musical?
Kathy doesn't like musicals, so we tend to avoid them. And I can't remember if that's one Lindsay saw that she said she really liked, because Lindsay obviously loves musicals. But no, I haven't seen that one, and I've been wanting to watch it.
Why is it obvious that she loves musicals?
Oh, well, I guess it wasn't obvious, but it's
I don't even know why.
It's contrary to
Kathy.
And she is more what I meant to say. So
shouldn't Lindsay hate cats? I mean, really, when you think about it,
everything contrary.
But that should be one of them. I'm just saying. So one of them has to hate them. They got to figure out which one, but one of them needs to turn. And
I'll let you try to figure that out. I'm quite happy with.
But because there was one other one I saw. It was not a big time musical. It was a local one at the Flynn. And it was Green Day.
Oh, geez.
And that was amazing too.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, so it was about Billy Joel, the lead singer for them. Billy Joel something. He's got a last name, but he's the lead singer for Green Day, and he had a very troubled adolescence and early adulthood and struggled with drug addiction and this and that. And so each song in the movie or the musical correlated to a specific time and place in his life. And so that's how they, and it was very cool. Enjoyed it. Was wrapped right through it. But when I don't like Mary Poppins or Sound of Music.
I forgot about Mary Poppins, yeah.
It's just like, oh, kill me. I can't.
Did you like Grease?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did. But I don't know that. I guess they sing in it, so it's a musical. But I know. But I just, for whatever reason, I think I saw it early on, so young that I didn't realize that musical was a category of movie. When I saw it, I was really young, so I just grew up with it and liked it. Yeah. So I totally forgot about Grease.
Did you ever see Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John? I like that. That was one of my favorites growing up.
I didn't love it.
Yeah.
I don't
remember much about it. I'm gonna have to buy it on one of the video. I'd like to get those old movies. That's a whole nother topic when we talk about worst movies. Yeah.
Okay. Don't go in there.
So Xanadu. So on my end, growing up, for whatever reason, and when I was at my grandmother's, they had the station that I could watch the movie Grease. I remember watching that whenever that would come on, or maybe they had it on VHS or something. Maybe that's what I was watching it. But I remember seeing that quite often. Xanadu came on. I loved that. You said going to see Phantom of the Opera in New York City. I got to see Fiddler of the Roof, and I got to actually see.
Isn't it Fiddler on the Roof, or is it of?
That's Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay, you said of. That's what. Okay.
I was thinking ahead.
I was like, I don't know that one.
Yeah, the actor that starred in the play, Topol, was finishing and wasn't going to be doing it anymore, and I actually got to see it, his last performance of it in New York City. So that was just amazing. Then of course he made the movie, so you can watch the musical. He has him in it.
Probably not.
Phantom of the Opera, definitely. I don't know how many versions are out there, but I believe it's the most recent version. I absolutely loved. You're looking at it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
it's
very
Phantom.
well
I'll
done.
watch it.
Yeah. It was very well done. I'm trying to think of other musicals. I've already mentioned some of the ones from childhood. But, that was the other one I wanted to bring up was, and I know you probably didn't like it, Mamma Mia.
Didn't even watch it.
Oh, see, I loved it because Dad, growing up, used to play ABBA music all the time. And that's what Mamma Mia is. It's all ABBA music. So that takes me back to my childhood and Dad listening to the music, and I get emotional, especially now that he's passed.
Right. Of course.
I have a tie to that because it makes me think of him and how much he loved ABBA, and he used to drive my mother crazy listening to it. She loved it too, but oh my God, she got so sick of watching it because they go into as maybe typical, but when you get into a routine when there's nothing new to watch, you go back and watch the old stuff. So they would watch MASH, they would watch and he'd put in Mamma Mia.
Yeah. Oh, Trisha loves it. She loves it.
I still haven't seen the second one.
I haven't either.
I think we should make that one of our movie watches, and then we can come back and discuss it.
Oh God, no. Dude, I just can't do it. It's, you know what it is? It's like which people love Annie. Hate it.
Oh, that was a good one.
No,
it's a hard night.
Yeah, exactly. The music, see, I can't. It's that doom doom doom. Can't do it, man. Can't do it. See, Phantom's intense. It's just very dark and.
See, this is going to be a thing. I can see this working out really well. I get to pick something, and we can pick genres or whatever, but I get to pick something like a musical, and you have to watch it, and then we have to come back and talk about it. And then you get to pick something that you don't think I would like, and then I have to watch it and come back and talk about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah.
That's way definitely in your favor. Because you have a much more broader sense of.
I don't know what you're talking about. This sounds fair to me.
I've walked out of movies with you and been like, man, that was horrible. And you're like, I don't know, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Well, more and more so now than even then. Ever since I became, a filmmaker of sorts, we'll skip the whole, who's really a filmmaker, who's not a filmmaker. If you make movies, you're a filmmaker. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I definitely have a respect for a bad film, and I will look at it differently and say, you know what, I can see where they put a lot of energy and effort in here. I just felt I didn't like this area, or, the dialogue or the script, or the acting was a little off, but I could tell they put a lot of energy and effort into sets, or, things like that. So, I will definitely, there's very few movies I will come out and just say I hate, but we'll get to that when we get to worst movies. So
right.
Anyway, my point in this is I think that would be a fun once in a while thing, is pick a movie, pick something. And it doesn't have to be a musical. It could be something.
We can do that.
Yeah. Especially if it's something, one of us has seen, then it's kind of a leg up because whether the other person's probably going to like it or not. But in connection with that, I think if we do one we haven't seen, that I don't know. We'd have to categorize it, I think, in a sense where we'd have to go out and be like, well, this got rave reviews, it won Oscars, but neither one of us were like, fuck that.
Well, that usually means I don't want to watch it.
Right, exactly, and I think that would be a reason. So we'd watch it and then come back and give our take on it. Yep, knew I hated it. Knew I was gonna hate it.
Yeah, all right, fine. Yeah, we can do that. Those will have to be definitely two-parters, though. One part for the one I have you watch, and one part for the one you have me watch.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying on occasion. It doesn't have to be a two-parter. It could just be once in a while we throw one in, and if I pick
no. It's not gonna be. No, it's not gonna be once in a while you throw one in, and then 6 months later we decide to do another one where I throw one in. No. It's a two-parter. It's gonna happen back to back if we do it.
Right. Fair enough. All right.
Okay.
I'm picking up what you're throwing down.
All right, good. I'm glad you're up.
I think we did we beat musicals enough to
yes.
Death, or
well, yeah, we pretty
there?
much, yeah. I said the 3 or 4 I like, and we're moving on.
I think there was there something else in the mix?
Pet peeves.
Pet peeves. Yep.
Yeah. Come on, don't you prepare at all?
Well, we weren't going to do this tonight, and then I'm like, well, things worked out. I can do it tonight, so
I was put to the back burner and then called at the last minute. Hey, if you're still not doing anything,
well,
I'm available.
We were supposed to do it yesterday, but somebody had to go plow driveways.
What are you gonna do?
I know. Good for you.
So yeah, so what would you say? Like, what's your biggest pet peeve that you could?
Oh God!
Like, I guess it doesn't have to be your biggest, but one major one.
Yeah, because I mean, I did think about it a little bit, and I'm trying to think about.
Well, that's a start.
I had to think about, okay, what do I classify as a pet peeve? And I guess I don't know if it's my biggest one, but I know it's the one that irks me the most. So I'd have to say having to do something over again. And it can be anything. If it takes time. And
so like on the floor where you didn't screw in your side of the panel, you had to go back.
Oh, here we go. Let's get this out. So apparently there was a side of the floor redoing our kitchen floor, and we decided we had to pull up the flooring. So we were putting down all new floor, and after we put down the peel and stick tiles, there was a squeak in certain areas and had to pull them up, and come to find out the side of a board was not screwed down, and apparently that was my side.
I'm pretty sure it was, actually.
I'm pretty sure you're full of shit. Back on topic. No, that is not a good example of pet peeve. That's a mistake. Okay, you go and you fix it, whatever.
Okay.
I can't think of a specific example, but if I go through and I'm assembling something, maybe it's at work, maybe it's house somewhere doing something here. Furniture, or I can't remember. I know one time I was unaware of having severe sleep apnea, which made me very cranky. So
how long are you going to play that card? Seriously, dude. It's sleep. Get over it.
Yeah. You stop breathing 60 times an hour all night while you're trying to sleep and see how crazy you are.
Well, some of us are smart enough to keep breathing.
Yeah. My throat has other ideas, apparently. So I think we were putting up curtains or something like that.
Yeah.
I had gotten it all screwed in, and I had it too low to the floor.
Yeah.
And it was kind of curled up a little bit and whatever. So having to take that all off and
drove you nuts.
Put it in. I just, I hate when I get something finished and they're like, you know what? I'd really But again, it's not a big deal. I remember making that a big deal, but I remember knowing I was just really tired, and
Right.
as part of the sleep apnea, I was cranky and stuff. But
Yeah.
it's not any one thing. It's not any one task. But if I finish something,
Having to redo something.
having to go back and redo it,
Yeah.
that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of mine is it's got to be snowshoes. Okay. So you said you've never been snowshoeing,
Right.
right? So I so when I think of snowshoes, you think of the movies. The
Yep.
shoes are big. They're like 3 foot long, right? It's to hold you above the snow,
Right.
so that you can walk. That's the point of a snowshoe. So my wife, a few years back, decides she wants to get some snowshoes. She said, "Why don't you get them? It'll be fun. We can go out snowshoe." All right, that sounds cool. I wasn't at the store. I did not see said snowshoes prior to her buying them. She comes home, and the snowshoes are literally like 6 inches longer than my foot in the front and back. And I was looking at them going, that's not going to hold me above the snow, which is the point of a snowshoe. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So we went out snowshoeing. Shoom, shoom. I fondly refer to those as snow carriers because when you drop down, the snow caves in, and now you're lifting up your snowshoe covered in snow to go on.
Yes.
Honestly, you're better off just to go with hiking boots and walk through it, because for all the good those damn snowshoes are doing you.
Yeah. I know they come in different sizes. I have seen wider ones, but you're
Yeah.
right. I think the ones I have seen most recently are slim profile.
Yeah, they're the little narrow little things. They ain't gonna do nothing. You might as well just walk in your shoes.
Yeah, you get a pretty good leg workout.
Yeah. Oh, the first time we went, I was cussing. I yelled at my wife's snowshoes in my ass. Take these, get my money back. These are snow carriers.
You bought the wrong kind.
Well, again, I wasn't there, so.
Yeah.
But
No. I'm saying you were telling Trisha she bought the wrong kind. She bought snow carriers, not snowshoes.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they're like going snowshoeing, and it drives me nuts when they use that term because they're not snowshoes, they're snow carriers.
Snow carriers. Yeah.
But whatever.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's a good one. I just hate snow. I hate winter in general. So I'm right there with you. I remember snowboarding in my 20s.
Many moons ago.
Yeah, John, my old roommate John, a good friend of mine, taught me how to snowboard, and I took a class, and I enjoyed it. But I was definitely a springtime, like when it's warmer. I don't go out to freeze, and but I remember the first time I went snowboarding. Oh my God, I got the tar beat out of me because the only thing was it was like the season had just opened, so fresh snow or whatever. But it was they only had like one trail open. And the trail went from, novice or whatever to moguls. And on a snowboard, you're going down, this is nice. Then you get to the moguls, you're like,
boom,
up, down, up, down, up, down. Oh my God. By the end of the next day or even that evening, I felt like somebody picked me up and banged me between trees all day. Oh, that was awful. But by the end of the day, I had learned to stay on top of the snowboard and be able to go through the moguls a little better. And I really did enjoy it, but I hate winter so much that I gave that up a long time ago. John ended up needing ACL surgery. That's in your knee, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
my brother had to have one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how. He don't ever move that fast. So.
And then the girlfriend I was dating at the time, we broke up, so I didn't really know anyone else who was snowboarding, so I didn't really have anything to keep me going with it.
Yeah.
But and I hate heights, so getting on the chairlift just not my thing. Sit there for 20 minutes going up the thing and hope it doesn't stop, and I get to stare down at the long way down for I'm like, no,
Yeah, see, for me, I skied. I went on the trips in high school where
Right.
they had, I forget, it was like $20. You got your rental, your lift ticket, everything,
Yeah.
and it was cheap. But as soon as you graduate, it's like I looked at the price of those tickets. Yeah, no, I'm good. I
Yeah.
said no. I got other
Yeah.
things I can spend it on.
Exactly.
But I don't mind the cold if you could dress for it. The problem I have is I have slight asthma, so
Right.
anytime it's really cold
Yep.
and I'm out there humping it,
Yep.
whether it's hiking or snowshoeing, carrying,
Yep.
whatever you're
Yep.
doing, I get the wheezing going, and
Yep.
I'll wheeze for hours and hours after, and it's just very uncomfortable. So
Yeah, that
when
makes it no
it's
fun
when
at
it's
all.
frigid outside, I tend not to. If it's like you said, if it's above freezing, it's in
Yeah.
the 30s, 40s,
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when it's like in single digits or below zero, it's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
can't.
No, thank you.
No, I'll go sit in my hot tub.
Yeah. I hate you.
I've heard that before.
Yeah.
It's
Pet
okay.
peeve. Friends with hot tubs that you don't get to enjoy. Yeah, that's a pet peeve.
Who knew a pandemic was going to happen?
Right? You did it because of the pandemic. Can't go anywhere? Okay, I'm going to put a hot tub in.
Yeah, but it was still pretty early. Like when
It was when we
it
built
was very early in the
pagoda and all
situation.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was way before like the lockdown and everything, because I was still working.
Yeah.
It was
That's right.
before you couldn't go anywhere or
Yeah.
see your friends.
Relatively early. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a while before it got delivered, but the plans were in place long
That's
before.
right. Yeah, because you had to have the electrical run and all of that.
Oh, that's
Yep.
a nightmare. But
Yep.
it's all up and going, so it's a good thing now.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
Well, we hope you enjoyed that episode of Tupid Talk. I hate to disagree with Chris, but no, I really don't.
but he's gonna.
It's the thing I do, and I really look forward to episodes like this where I can really kind of, tell him where he's wrong, because that's usually where he's, so let me tell you why you're wrong. Well, I like telling Chris where he's wrong, so
It just doesn't happen much.
it doesn't. So I have to relish the moments when I get to do that and correct you. But yes, we really appreciate you watching the episode. Future things to look forward to. We still have to get Cousin Earl on. We think he'll be a hoot. A hoot. He'll be a hoot. We also have a good friend of Chris's from Maryland,
Yes.
Danny, that wants to get on the podcast. So when he gets internet and everything all hooked up, he's going to join us.
Yeah, when slot permits, we got
Yeah,
a long
yeah.
list of guests, so we got to squeeze them in when we can.
We might have to pay a little to get on. Got to support the podcast. Got to pay a little money. We also think worst movies episode would be fun. Chris and
Definitely.
I have some doozies, so I think that's something you can look forward to. And hey, if you're listening to us on Anchor, you can also watch us on YouTube. So you have both options. Listen to us on your favorite podcast. Watch us on YouTube if you want to see this.
Double your listening anguish.
What'd you say?
I said double your listening anguish.
Yes, exactly. Not only can you hate listening to us, but then you can hate looking at us too. No, seriously, we joke, but we appreciate all 5 of you that watch the YouTube and, the almost double digits that are listening. So,
hey, you got to say hi to our German friend.
Yes, we just found out we have a German patron
Viewer.
on Anchor. No, not a viewer, a listener, because it's on Anchor. So thank you for who's listening in Germany. We don't know how you heard about us. You're not going to watch anymore or not, but
Probably a misclick.
Yeah, exactly. What the hell? No, we really appreciate anybody out there. If you're enjoying this, I mean, we are. We don't really care if you are.
A lot of truth to that.
There is. So if you're enjoying this, tell a friend. If you're not enjoying this, don't tell anyone. See you next time.
Gloss over that. Because if we pick one,
it does kind of sound like an outro thing, but I was trying to give you something else to say.
What? Come on, mine are plenty long, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to believe you. If I actually see them.
He goes, if I hadn't actually experienced your 15-second one.